The San Antonio Spurs honor their legendary point guard, Tony Parker. He did go into the Naismith Hall of Fame earlier in the year. Spurs raise his jersey up with the other San Antonio greats. All right, let's get to some basketball. Spurs hosting Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. This is the first time Wemby and Zion hit the court together. First quarter, it looked like it'd be a Wemby affair. Look at the spin, and obviously the easy jam from Wemby. He had 17 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks. And it appears as though the ghost of Wemby got to Zion on this one as Williamson blows the easy transition dunk. That wasn't good. Zion had an okay game, but good for him. All his other Pelican teammates had great games. Brandon Ingram nails the three. B.I. had 26 points, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. And don't even get me started on C.J. McCollum. When he's playing, this Pelicans team is different. 6 of 7 from the three-point line with C.J. Ingram back in his bag in quarter number 3. Somehow, some way for his team, he made a play, deuce. And then Zion finally getting the dunk to go. There we go. 15 points, 8 boards for Mr. Williamson. The Pelicans have busted this game wide open. C.J. McCollum led them in scoring with 29 points. They make a franchise record 22 three-pointers and blow past the Spurs. Your final 146-110. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code Pharaoh, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code Pharaoh, and your first deposit will get doubled. Bradley Beal's gonna miss more time with an ankle injury. His new team, the Phoenix Suns, taking on his old team, the Washington Wizards. Look, it's not every day that the Wizards come ready to play basketball, so we gotta embrace it and celebrate it. Kyle Kuzma with the spin. Wizards take the early lead. Here is that man again. Durant was in a dunking mood in this one. He throws it down, and then KD goes glass. But Washington was game. Jordan Poole finding Tyrus Jones, man. This is one of the more slept-on point guards in the league. Ask Memphis if they miss Tyrus Jones with Ja not available to kick the year off. Jones had 22 points and 11 dimes. That's one of them to Kuzma, who nails the three. The Wizards actually lead this game by a bunch as Booker goes glass. You see him grimacing a little bit. That's not what Durant needs. Another injury to one of his co-stars. Third quarter, Kuzma nails the three. And then Jordan Poole heading to the rim with a purpose, and on that possession, he would not be denied. Wizards would extend their lead to 16 points, and then Phoenix said, enough is enough. Durant on that baseline showing you what that grind can do. And then off the miss, how about Devin Booker with the top of the key three? 1 point game just like that. Suns not done. Phoenix now exclusively relying on that big two. Can you blame them? And then Grayson Allen joins the fun because it really ain't no fun if the homie can't get none. It's in again, out again, then in again. The Suns now have extended their lead to 8. Wizards got a little bite left. How about Daniel Gafford? A career-high 26 points for Gafford, but Durant's gonna spoil Gafford's night. Last season, he crossed him up. This time around, Durant throws it down in Gafford's grill. At this point, Daniel's gotta be like, yo, are you picking on me, KD? The Suns come back late to beat the Wizards by 4. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors are in Oregon to take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Jonathan Kuminga starting nowadays with Draymond Green suspended indefinitely. Kuminga taking advantage of the opportunity. Klay Thompson is starting to show signs of the old Klay. He's putting together a few really good games. Scoot Henderson's a rookie starting to show some signs as well. Quick burst for the finish. Andrew Wiggins is coming off the bench nowadays, and okay, Wiggins, we see you. He nails the three. And then Klay Thompson's on the same type of grind. He probably put in the same type of time. Warriors up by double digits and counting. Curry really struggled offensively in this one, but boy, was this a dot of a dime to Moody in transition. That is crazy from a guy they say not a point guard. Yeah, right. Curry and the Warriors up 19. Klay Thompson adding to that total. He nails the three. The Warriors, though, would allow the Blazers to go on a crazy run. At the end of this third quarter, you saw Jeremy Grant, not once, but game so nice, you probably should maybe do it twice. 30 points for Grant. Matisse Thybulle out the corner for three. We tied at 82 after the Blazers go on a 31-9 run. Klay Thompson responded. When was the last time you see Klay with a bucket like that? He had 28 points. Curry didn't make a three in this one, more on that in a second, but he drills the long deuce when his team needed him. And then there's Wiggins. 3 of his 25 points off the bench. Warriors back out in front by 4. Anthony Simons says, not so fast. He goes and 1. Curry goes to the line with a chance to extend the Warriors' lead to 3, makes the first, misses the second. Blazers got a timeout. They opt not to use it. Shade Sharp attacks the rim, looking to tie the game. But it's Brandon Podziemski stepping in and drawing the charge. He was there. The Warriors are going to hang on to win this game despite a huge run from the Blazers. 118-114. Steph Curry's record, though, of 268 games with a three-pointer comes to an end. He does not make a three. He goes 0 for 8, but hey, at least Klay's back playing better. Warriors win. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the offense. Chet Holmgren running the defense. That's a scary sight for the Memphis Grizzlies as they walk into OKC to do battle with the Thunder. First quarter is Desmond Bane rocking that thing, the deep three-pointer. He nailed 4 threes in this one. He had 17 points. It wasn't nowhere near enough because SGA is on another level. And so is Holmgren. This dynamic duo is becoming one of the best in the NBA quickly. Holmgren, spinning, winning, and dealing. He does not look like a guy that's in his first season in the NBA technically. Off the steal, it's an easy breakaway deuce for SGA. Look, you got to leave something open. This OKC team's got a lot of weapons. Kenrich Williams says, don't leave me open. Extends the Thunder lead to 16. Let's go to the third quarter. Same thing going on. Holmgren cuts, and Holmgren is rewarded for his efforts. An easy throwdown dunk over Jaren Jackson. The guy that won Defensive Player of the Year, Chet, just goes right through him in his rookie campaign. Speaking of Chet and his rookie campaign, I don't know what clicked with Holmgren all of a sudden. Maybe the game has slowed down to him, but he just realized, oh, I'm tall and can block a lot of shots. Holmgren, another big block tally in this one. 7 more blocks for Chet, which is doing nothing but giving SGA more opportunity to do what he wants to do, which is cross up guys and make buckets. A nasty stop on the pivot from SGA. He scores. And then Gilgeous-Alexander, the easy jam in transition. He had 30 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Holmgren with the very rare stat line. 17 points is normal, but he goes 7 blocks, 6 rebounds. How often do you see more blocks than rebounds from a big? The Thunder win by 19. Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers got their hands full with the Los Angeles Clippers. Ladies and gentlemen, the LAC was clicking at every level in Indiana, and it was all of the stars in LA putting in work. You see Paul George inside with the deuce. Other end, Jackson, a nice deuce plus the foul. But who gonna stop PG-13 at the top of the key? He had 13 first quarter points. To be honest with you, it was mostly George and Kawhi in the first half as Obi Toppin throws down the easy breakaway dunk off the beautiful find from McConnell. But again, the Clippers just have so many weapons when everybody's right. Kawhi with the fadeaway. Pacers are playing some good ball, but it's like they ain't done nothing. Benedict Mathurin inside ties his game up at 67. Harden was really chilling offensively in the first half, the first 3 quarters, for that matter, as he finds Ibaka Zubac inside. Clippers are now up double digits. Third quarter, here's Harden still finding Zubac, who's still flushing. Kawhi Leonard in his bag. How about 28 points for the Claw? Big game for him. Russell Westbrook still attacking like he's in his first year in the league. Paul George, a beautiful find from Kawhi to PG 1-3. He had 27 in this one. Look at Westbrook just crashing. This dude still plays harder than most of the league. The Clippers are up 19. This game is over. And for some reason, James Harden's still in the game in the fourth. And he just goes ballistic. Harden with a crazy 3. And then this shot right here is one of them ones. The bearded one. A 4-point play. James Harden goes for 21 points in the fourth quarter, and he lets the entire state of Indianapolis hear about it. The Clippers bust this game wide open. 151-127 is your final. The Los Angeles Lakers raised their banner for their in-season tournament win in Vegas, but we back in LA. Lakers hosting the Knicks. First quarter, Lakers playing that same ball they played in the in-season tournament. Anthony Davis on the block, LeBron James on the finish. Lakers take the early lead, but here comes the lefties from NYC. Jalen Brunson, deuce counts plus the foul. Now it's Julius Randle getting to his spot and showing you that he's got a wicked jump shot. Knicks in full control as Randle bulldozes his way past his former teammate, gets the deuce to go. Knicks up by double digits. Brunson also attacking the rim with some ferocity and being rewarded for his efforts. Lakers down 7 right before the end of the first half. Anthony Davis shows you why he gets paid a lot of money to play basketball. 32 points, 14 rebounds for AD. The Lakers did trail it, though, as we took a break. Third quarter. It's Mr. You-Know-Who in year 21. LeBron scoring and finding Cam Reddish inside for the jam. And then LeBron back doing it himself. Ties this game up at 75. LeBron had 25 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Emmanuel quickly could care less about LeBron's stat line. He gets the fadeaway deuce, but then LeBron answers with a reverse. Fourth quarter we go. It's Brunson stepping back on Austin Reeves. Fall 3! And then Brunson shows you how to float that thing up. 29 points for Brunson. LeBron ain't done fighting. Little boy day tomorrow. And then off of the tip, it is LeBron off the beautiful find from Anthony Davis. His patented throwdown. There's a dog for some reason in attendance of this game. Whatever. Lakers down by 7. It's LeBron attacking once again. 5-point game. Lakers gotta have it. Down 5. They're not gonna get it. LeBron misses the 3. And look who leaks out. It's the former Laker, Julius Randle, capping off a big-time Knickerbocker win with Spike Lee in the building. Randle had 27 points and 14 rebounds. It's the Knicks walking your trap and take over your trap, winning 114-109 over the Lakers. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves take their talents to South Beach for a returning Tyler Hero and the Heat matchup. First quarter, Tyler Hero picking up where he left off. He was really balling before that ankle injury that kept him sidelined a few weeks. Hero getting to the money early until Anthony Edwards says, all right, enough is enough. This is not the Tyler Hero show. We let you get a couple. Beautiful rejection by AE. Blocking shots, blocking cell phones, all that and then some for the Ant-Man. Jimmy Butler making sure he doesn't get blocked, using that strength for the deuce. And then Bam Adebayo catching the ball so high nobody can touch his shot, at least in the first half. And then Hero gets back to the money with the layup. The Heat go up by 17 after the steal and dunk from Tyler. All in control at home. But there was a third quarter, and there is an Anthony Edwards. and he came to lead Minnesota back in this one. AE nails the three. And then how about Cat joining the fun? Towns with the beautiful finish at the rim. Ant loses the rock, gets it back, and beats the shot clock and the third quarter buzzer with a beautiful fadeaway. You see him running in the hot gas. Instead of aborting the play, he stayed with it and was rewarded for his efforts. T-Wolves still grinding in the fourth. Mike Conley pulls up and nails the three. Minnesota's got the lead. Bam thinks he's got something sweet. Rudy G says, no, you do not. And Ant-Man grabs the rock from Butler and throws it down. The T-Wolves are up by 4. 90 seconds to go. Adebayo's like, all right, let me try something else. He gets this one to go over Gobert. But Rudy's got an answer. Off the AE miss, it's Cat finding the big fella. T-Wolves up by 3, a minute to go. Now it's a 1-point game. It's Edwards going glass. He led the T-Wolves in scoring with 32. Minnesota's up 3. Butler and the Heat got a crack at it. He was clutch against Chicago, but not clutch against Minnesota. It's the T-Wolves coming all the way back. The Flex, their number 1 seeded Muscles, they win 112-108 in Miami. What up, everybody? It's yours truly, the one and only. I'm Pharaoh. Welcome to another episode of the Who's Pharaoh podcast. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully you enjoyed the great highlights over the last couple nights of hoops. Real quick, I want to show you guys my sponsors' picks. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. I'm rolling with, obviously, Ja Morant to go higher on 1 point against the Pelicans. And then I'm rolling with CJ McCollum, who's one of my favorite picks. I usually go higher on CJ, an absolute bucket getter for the Pelicans. And then I'm going to pick Jaylen Brown to go higher on 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Steph Curry's been struggling to shoot the basketball of late, so I'm going to go higher on his assist total. Clay's been knocking down shots at a better clip. That Portland-Phoenix game, I'm rolling with Jeremy Grant to go higher on rebounds. Can you give me 5 boards, Jeremy? And then Kevin Durant is an absolute bucket getter, one of the greatest scorers of all time. I can see KD going out and dropping 30 with Bradley Beal down until 2024. And then I'm going back to that Warriors-Celtics game for Steph one more again. He's been really struggling to shoot the three-point ball of late. Just ended his consecutive streak of three-pointers made. I'm going to go lower on 5 3-pointers made. And Giannis, that number is just so high for him against the San Antonio Spurs at 33.5. My guess is the Bucks will be winning that game by so much, Giannis will not be needed late. So I'll go lower on that one. Please make sure, if you have not done so, sign up. Underdog Fantasy. Use the code Pharaoh. If you sign up, it ain't enough just to sign up. Use my code. That's how I get credit, and it truly helps me grow, all right? Told y'all we had big announcements on the way. That's one of a few. So thank y'all so much. Let's talk about some of the games that we just saw here in highlight format. Anthony Edwards, how about it, man? With all the drama swirling around his name, he goes out and has an incredible second half on the road in Miami. By the way, not the worst place to be when you're dealing with some stuff going on in your personal life. He goes out and drops 32 points. Anthony Edwards' name was in the media. Everybody was saying, send the video, because of some text messages released by an apparent chick that AE was messing with. Essentially, Anthony Edwards asked the young lady to get an abortion, and AE did send out an apology following this lady releasing these text messages. He said, I made comments in the heat of a moment that are not me and that are not aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man. All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decisions about their bodies and what is best for them. I am handling my personal matters privately and will not be commenting on them any further at this time. Yeah, I think it's a great sign that AE, puts that behind him and goes out and balls out. Minnesota Timberwolves right now currently the number 1 seed out west. They've been really, really tough to beat. And look, it looks like this team is now taking the personality of their new leader, AE. When I look at the T-Wolves as of a year ago, you could tell this was a team that was following their leader at the time, probably their best player at the time, Karl Anthony Towns. And my biggest thing with Minnesota has always been the day that Anthony Edwards becomes their best player, that's when you take them serious. Not only do I believe AE has surpassed Cat, I believe now the team feels that way, and they're taking on the DNA of their leader. Now, does that mean they're probably going to be a little more childish, a little more jovial? Yeah, you can definitely see the T-Wolves having more fun on the court, which fits AE's personality, the Georgia boy. But in the same token, AE's a dog, and he's not afraid of anything. And I think the T-Wolves are taking on that trade as well. They're just walking in your trap and taking over your trap. So shout out to AE. Look, he's going to be one of the stars of the NBA for a long time because people like following stories. He's fun, sometimes says the wrong thing, but his game does the talking as well. Shout out to AE. Now let's swing over to another talented NBA star.
Here comes Ja.
This small lineup has looked really good for Mike Brown.
I tell you what, Katie.
But that's what you got to worry about.
Ja Morant is making his return, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Against the Pelicans, we get one of those very rare Zion-Ja matchups. Ja obviously suspended for the first 25 games of the season after showing a weapon on Instagram Live. He was on his partner's IG Live. Partner got him flapped. It is what it is. But Ja's back now. Grizzlies only won 6 games so far this year. I picked the Grizzlies to at least get to the Western Conference Finals, damn near make the NBA Finals. So obviously, I need Memphis to get it going quickly. I don't think the season is over despite Memphis's record because nobody's really running away with things outside of Minnesota. The Thunder are really good as well. But if you look at the pack, the Nuggets are a really great team, but they've had their struggles against the Rockets. You look at the Clippers, they're starting to really figure it out now, but they lost a few games early. The Lakers are going to lose games. The Warriors are not great. So you look at some of those teams with championship pedigree. The Suns have been without Beal. There are wins to be had, and you got to expect some of these teams with older stars like the Lakers, the Warriors, the Suns. At some point, you got to believe LeBron, Durant, and Steph are going to all miss time at some point in 2024. Obviously, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But I do believe there will be ways for Memphis to pick up some games here. They're going to have to move quickly. Please let me know your expectations of Ja Morant.
Gets possession. They do not. Lead for LeBron. Here he goes. Throw it down. LB. 103. LeBron for 3. AD trying to get it. New York's got control of it. At the other end is Randall throws it down. What a huge turn of events. That's why you can't.
Real quick, I do want to talk about my Lakers. We did blow that one against the New York Knickerbockers. And look, man, there are games where you could blame Anthony Davis. There are games where LeBron doesn't play the greatest at this age. If you didn't watch that Lakers-Knicks game, that game got nothing to do with LeBron and AD. They did more than enough to put the Lakers in position to win that basketball game. That game came down to one guy. Taurean Prince couldn't buy a 3 to save his damn life. 3 for 13. The Knicks just pretty much left Taurean open in the corner for the same 3, and Taurean missed that bad boy over and over again. And the saddest thing about it is the way the Lakers play and the personnel that they got, because LeBron at this point in his career is not finna get down in a chair and defend in December, right? You have to have Taurean on the court. If you look at what the Lakers got on their roster, nobody else can defend those perimeter forwards like Taurean can. If you look at their personnel, Austin can do it with the guards. He can't do it with the forwards. He's not big enough. So you got to have Taurean out there. So it was damn near like the Dylan Brooks syndrome for the Lakers last night. They were able to capitalize on that against the Grizzlies in the playoffs last year. This time around, they had the guy that's one of the better defenders, got his unique body type that allows him to defend those forwards on the perimeter. You had to have him out there, though, because he's the only guy that fits that, build, but he couldn't make a shot. And the Knicks capitalized on it. The Lakers would have came back and won that game if not for Taurean Prince going 3 for 13 for 3. Lord have mercy. Only took threes and missed most of them.
On Saturday in Minnesota, here he comes again. Harden. That's his 8th.
And he got fouled.
And I want to end this episode of the Who's Pharaoh podcast giving James Harden some love, man. I want to show love to James. I want to show a little bit of love to Russell Westbrook. And I'm going to show some love to Kawhi and PG. Trust and believe, as a diehard Los Angeles Lakers fan, I have been one of the people that have not let up on Kawhi and Paul George having an underwhelming tenure as Los Angeles Clippers. It's been underwhelming. Let's call a spade a spade. For as loud as it was the night that they agreed to both join the Clippers, it's been underwhelming, and a lot of it's been due to injuries. Russell Westbrook, a couple months ago, decided to step back with James Harden coming into the lineup, and I think that's been the difference maker. The Clippers were struggling when James first got to L.A. to win games, and now they figured it out. They're on a winning streak of like 7-8 games, and I want to show love to James Harden. I think this is what bothers athletes with media, right? Nobody's talking about James Harden right now. The expectation is greatness. Anything under greatness, you don't get talked about. And that bothers me. I've never been an athlete. I've never played the game. Obviously, I've covered the game for most of my 20s. As I get closer to 30, please don't remind me. Anywho, with that being said, James Harden has been balling. And that game against the Pacers actually was the anomaly of how he's been playing. It ain't been about James Harden, the scorer. For the most part, it's been James Harden, the facilitator, to Kawhi number 1, to PG number 2, maybe even sometimes Ivaka Zubac number 2. He loves the Daniel Tice situation he's got. Then anybody else can get the rock as well from Harden. He's an equal opportunist with the Brock. He has been great for the Clippers. And as loud and as bad as it was, his exit from Houston, Brooklyn, and Philly, James Harden deserves some credit for how he's been playing since the first few games with the Los Angeles Clippers. He has been balling. It has been about him and Kawhi, with Paul George and Russell Westbrook being under those dudes. The Clippers have a new DNA. It's Kawhi and Harden. And James has sacrificed in his game to make sure he acquiesced to Kawhi Leonard. This is why athletes get mad at media, because we talked about James and his exit from Philadelphia extensively, deservedly so. But damn, can the man get a little credit from mainstream media? The brother been balling out for damn near 3 weeks in a row, and I ain't heard a word about him. Nobody wants to give Harden and the Clippers credit for quickly flipping this thing around. They're about the hottest team in the NBA right now. I want to thank you guys so much for tapping in to another episode of the Who's Pharaoh podcast. If you have not done so, make sure you tap in and lock your picks in with Underdog Fantasy. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. It's what your boy would never take for granted.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple: to be the best there's ever been. So please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Pharaoh.